and welcome back to my channel, Anime, Manga, and More. And today we're going to be discussing a manga that I had bought for my birthday last year, and I'm really excited to talk about it. So let's discuss it. But before we start, if this is your first video or your fifth video and you do enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. So let's go ahead and get started with this isekai that I had in the title when I say this is not your normal isekai. So you may be wondering, well, what is it? Because it seems like everybody has an isekai of something. How is this one any different? Well, I can tell you one thing, it is not like Shield Hero, which is one that I personally like, and is not the revenge one that I can't remember what it's called. I know it has a controversy on it, but I really like that. I can't wait till season 2 comes out. But no, it is nothing like those ones. This one that I'm going to be talking about is called Dead Mount Death Flag. Really? I really picked it up backwards when I finally said it right. This manga is called Dead Mount Death Play. See if I said that right. Dead Mount Death Play. I had to have it on this side. This is a rated M for mature, and this is actually brought out by Yen Press. When I was going through a whole bunch of different mangas to figure out what I wanted, I ended up seeing this, and let me tell you, it sounded really interesting. So let's go ahead and read what it says on the back here, and you can see a little bit of the manga on screen, and then I will get more into the characters. So, it's a showdown for the ages of the legendary hero takes on the necromancy corpse god. But when the dust settles, something isn't quite right. In the final moments of their epic confrontation, the corpse god's last move was wholly unexpected. Reincarnation magic. Across space and time, a boy named Poka Shinayama awakens feeling not quite himself. Who could have anticipated that the climatic battles between good and evil would turn out like this? So, when I was reading this and flipping through a bit of the manga, it sounded really good. When I was reading the first chapter, I got a little bit confused because I was thinking that it was going to be similar to where the hero got sent to our own time, but instead it was the corpse god, which he is pretty much a boss, an evil boss that the heroes go after. So this huge skeleton uses his magic and gets himself over to our dimension, away from the heroes. What is interesting is the fact that when it's talking about that he wasn't feeling quite right, when it said that he wasn't feeling when it said that he wasn't feeling quite right, it's because when he woke up, spoiler alert right here, his neck was cut. So he was dead. And so he ended up being reincarnated into a corpse, pretty much. So he ends up having to figure out what is going on and who is after him, because now he is walking and talking. And I think that this is actually a really interesting series. I wanted to get the second volume, and it took me forever because when I went back to Barnes & Noble, they only had like 3 and 4 or 3 and 5, it was something like that. They didn't have volume 2, so it took me a long time to get volume 2, but I was finally able to get volume 2. And it may look like it's upside down, but in reality, it is not. But I was able to finally get volume 2, and I really want to get the rest of the series. I don't know how many volumes are currently out. I'll put it right here, let you know. But I am definitely enjoying these. The characters are really good. I don't know if I really want to go too much into spoilers, so I'll just go ahead and recap just a little bit about the characters, but not too much. So the first character you do have is the corpse god, which we find out that is our, I would say, anti-hero, something like that. Because he's not the hero of the story, but you do find out stuff about him that you never would have thought about him. And they do go actually into his past of why he is what he is and why he's thinking the way he's thinking. And also what's really interesting is even though he is in the human world, he also learns to use some of his magic. And I'm telling you right now, when you're thinking that, oh, well, that's kind of cool, he can throw in a couple little magic spells or whatever. No, because the fact that he can raise the dead, it gets really creepy. I should also say as well that this is not just a regular fantasy. This is actually a horror fantasy. There are a lot of really creepy, and I do mean creepy scenes. I will post some of them over here. They're really creepy. And I love creepy. That's my thing. So that's one of the reasons why I really like this. But when I was flipping through and I just saw the pages, I was like, okay. I wonder what the whole content is with this. So, definitely loving his character. He cracks me up. He's like a little baby in a way because he's not quite sure how to react on certain things because he's not used to how the world works. So, and it seems like he's also very emotionless, which cracks me up too. But he is definitely learning on how to survive, and it almost seems like he's almost in the exact same position he was when he was in his own world, but a little different, and he's able to do a little bit more helpful stuff than what he was doing before. So we have another character, which is actually her. I flipped it over so you can actually see her. So Misaki is actually a hitman. She's someone that kills people for money. So she is actually involved with our main character, and it's hilarious what kind of happens with her. She is a really good assassin, I can tell you that right now. But then something happens, I don't want to spoil anything, and she becomes hilarious after what happens to her. So she does have a really good personality. I do like her. She cracks me up all the time with some of the stuff that she does, and especially after a certain event, she gets even funnier. And I'm not saying that she is some kind of like a funny little trope or what they usually think of side women. No, she cracks me up because of some of the stuff that she does where you're just like, really? Did you really just do that? So, but it's not like horrible. But I do really like her, and like I said, I'm not going to go really into detail on all the characters because I don't want to spoil too much, because I am only 2 volumes in, and it seems like even though these volumes are thick, so there is a lot, and I feel that if I talk about everything that's going on in this volume, I'd feel like I could give away the entire volume. Because some of the stuff that happens with her already happens in this volume. So that's why I'm trying to keep it as light on spoilers as I can. And now you have Takumi. Takumi is a really interesting character. He is a hacker, and he is also the partner of Misaki. He looks for the person that Misaki has to kill and helps her out in her missions. He does crack me up sometimes too. He is a scaredy cat. He does not like anything that supernatural, anything like that. He doesn't believe in the supernatural, a lot of it is, but he cracks me up whenever he is around the corpse god because of what the corpse god does. So there isn't very much on his character as of right now. There's no background on his character that I have read, so I told you I'm only into 2 volumes. There isn't much on him. The only thing I can really tell you is that he is just a hacker, and that's it. We will see whether or not there's more on him. What is also very interesting is that you do have some evil people that go around killing other people, and that's when the corpse god is trying to help protect those people. And one of them is called Lemming's Troublemaker. And when he showed up, I was very, very, very interested in him. I want to know a little bit more about him, and I'm so glad that even after the 2nd volume, he hasn't been caught or anything. So I want to see more about him. I want to know if there's a past about him, but they really don't have much about him at all. We just know that he goes around killing people, and we need to know why. That's it that I know about him. He is a very interesting character as what I have seen so far. There are 2 policemen that you are introduced to. One is actually an ex-gangster, which just makes me laugh, because whenever he shows up, his gangster side comes out, and it's like, is it supposed to be good cop, bad cop, or is it good cop and gangsta? Like, that's just how that goes. And so whenever he shows up, it just makes me laugh. The other cop is a very, very, very big playboy. He hits on all the girls. When they ended up going to like a host club in a way, he was hitting on all of them even though he was on the job. So it kind of cracked me up on that. But the two work well together as the two cops, because they're trying to figure out what is going on. Why are people getting murdered? And of course, some of it has to do with the lemming guy, and some of them have to do with what has been happening with the corpse god. So again, this is not your normal isekai manga. I really hope that this gets a really good anime adaptation. I haven't heard anybody picking it up or not, but I would say if it does, I would love to watch it. Just reading it, it's so freaking good. And to be able to listen to the voices and watch it animated would be awesome. Like I said, I don't think that there's anything out there. If there is, let me know, but I haven't heard a thing about it. But I am definitely looking out for it to see if it does get announced. But like I said before, I haven't heard anybody talking about it. I really wanted to bring it up. So I want to ask, what are your thoughts on Dead Mount Death Play? Have you read this? Do you enjoy it? Do you think that this is actually a different spin on the isekai genre? Do you think that this should actually have an anime adaptation, or do you think that it's better in the manga? Please let me know. I really hope that you enjoyed the video today. Please comment below your thoughts. Have you read this? Did you enjoy it? Dislike it? Let me know down below. If you don't want to miss a video, please ring the notification bell. I upload every Monday and Thursday, so don't miss another video. I hope that you all have a good day, and I will see you next time. Bye!